Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gon'
All right, we got a little bit of a little something in. I'm liking
That's
that.
it. I was like,
I'm
you bringing
sorry,
me
dude.
back.
It was bad. It was bad. We got to get somebody to do some more of that.
I like
Very
it.
right. Wonderful evening. Great evening, everybody. We are your beautiful, beautiful Black girls in Web3. Now, if you don't know what Web 3.2.0 is, we will explain that, but not right now. I got to tell you about my sisters. I got me some salty coffee in the house. I got me some Dazzle D up in this house. And baby, we got our special guest, Miss Brenda Paz Hall. She will explain.
Hello.
All right. And it's Ruby T, also known as the Crypto Queen of Harlem. You know, I'm always doing my thing. But I got to tell you, tonight is the ladies' night. It's time to talk about it. It's our Fabulous Friday. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Because guess what? We always bring you the goodies about finances, what's happening, how to get through the day, and not only that, how to make it through the week. But what if we could show you how to do it long term? Well, that's why we had to get our sister over here who's decided she was going to take this to the next level. So let's get it popping. Want to introduce Brenda. Let her know. Let you know who she is and what she bringing. Let's go.
Woo! Woo, woo, woo. Hello, everybody. I'm excited to be here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Salty Coffee. Thank you, Dazzle. And thank you, my love over here, for inviting me.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh my God, it's an honor to be here. And, well, I can start how I started investing, right?
That's right.
I started investing not knowing anything. So it's crazy because when a lot of people, come to me and they're like, oh, how did you start investing? I tell them I basically just started. Someone planted the seed.
Okay.
They said the word Roth IRA. This was when I was 20 years old.
Oh.
And I had no clue. I just know he said, this is a new account or a new like retirement account that you can grow your money when you're 59 and a half. You could take the money and it's tax free. And I'm like, well, that sounds kind of good, right? I was like,
What's up?
I come from nothing. So I said, you know what? I'm going to make something. So all I did was call. So I was in the military at the time. So I called USAA and I said to them, hey, there's this Roth thing. Can you just take out some money, like 25 a month? Cause that's all I could afford at the time.
Come on now.
And then in my book, I have a book called Max It Out. Where I kind of I even show you because if you go to like Social Security, SSA, I think it's myssa.gov, you can see all of your history.
Okay.
Of what you've made. And I put that in the book. So you can see that I wasn't making a lot of money when I first started, like in 2000 in the military. So I said, okay, you know what? All I can afford right now is 25 a month. But here's the key, right? Since I just told them to start investing, I had no idea where they put the money in. So there were so many lessons. Those are the lessons that I put in my book. It's like, even though I called the bank and they invested my money, I had no idea what it was investing in. That was the key, right? So between 20 years old and I think around 30, it's when I just put money in, but I wasn't sure what mutual funds. I had no idea what mutual fund was like. Okay, what is that? So the way I started my journey was, again, just investing in the Roth. That was like my primary thing. Not knowing anything, I just said, I'm going to put the money in. Then I started acquiring knowledge. And because one day I was like, you know what? I think it was 2008, and I put it in the book as well. When we had that craziness happen, right, with the stock market in 2008, it was insanity. The balloon market, the balloon real estate, people were going crazy. The stock market went all the way down. So again, there were some fears in there that I want to oh my God, I want to pull the money out. My money, I think I lost like $30,000. I don't even remember, but I saw it and I said, oh my God, the fear that everyone has, right?
Yep.
It's like, oh my gosh, should I pull the money out? And I'm not sure. See, this is one thing I don't remember because we didn't have Instagram at that time, and I don't remember if we had Facebook. What I remember
Mm.
is I've heard. I think it was a book. I put it in here. The Simple Path to Wealth. Someone told me about it, and I think I asked some
Oh.
people. I'm like, what book? What are you reading? So they told me about the four pillars of investing, and then,
Mm-hmm.
but that one
Mm-hmm.
was a little complicated. That one's a little like too much, right? For Hey, hold on, that's like,
She's like, "Am I getting certified?"
right. So then I went with the Simple Path to Wealth. I don't know how I got to the Simple Path to Wealth, but
Mm.
I just started listening and listening in the Audible. That's in the Audible era when I started getting
Oh,
into it. So I'm like,
yes,
wait a
what's
minute, that
up?
sounds kind of simple. I said, that's all you need to do. And then so I said, okay, you know what? I need to read some more.
Mm.
So I went ahead and which is the next book that I got.
Mhm.
So Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. And then, oh, Dave Ramsey. Yes. So
Oh.
Dave Ramsey, I was like, oh my God, this guy knows what he's talking about. And I love Dave Ramsey. There's like, he's helped a lot of people, but he kept saying mutual funds.
Oh.
So I went ahead and I just, not knowing again, because they don't tell you
Mhm.
everything.
Thing. No.
Okay. They just say mutual funds. I said, okay,
You have to diversify.
right. Like I just hear a lot of diversification and all. So I'm like, Dave Ramsey. And then
Mhm.
I know baby steps. I was like, wait a minute, I'm already at baby step number 4 or something. I said, wait a minute, hold on. Emergency
Look at
fund,
you.
and I put that in my book exactly how I started doing that, right?
Mhm.
Build an emergency fund. And then I'm like, well, I
That's
already have
right.
that. I already
That's
have.
what's up.
I have like $5,000 in the emergency fund, right? That's what I was thinking at the time.
You know?
And
Yeah, that's
then
what's up.
and he says mutual funds. So I started looking at mutual funds, not knowing anything else but mutual funds. I said, okay,
Mm.
well, this mutual fund is good. Okay.
Okay. She
So
said, "So this mutual fund is good. That'll work."
right, right. And then I went ahead and so finally, like, I got out the service. Now I'm at a corporate world,
Ah.
and HR hands me. I'm not sure how they do it to you guys, but they hand you basically. Let me just get a piece of paper to demonstrate.
Oh Lord.
They're like,
Yeah, I remember
here you
these days.
here you go, 401k. Here are all the funds. I said, what am I supposed to do with that?
Like you know what you doing.
And I said, "What am I? Oh, you just put a percentage in each in whatever you want to invest in." I'm like, "Okay, here I go, 1%, 2%. Just make sure it equals 100." Now,
Oh
what
my
a hot
Lord.
mess, hot mess. Okay, guys. So again, my journey has been
Uh-huh.
it's just I just wish I would have been a millionaire already. Okay,
That's what's
because
up.
it's
Yep.
whatever what I know now, investing is so easy. So easy.
Mhm.
And again, I love Tony Robbins. I read
Mhm.
his book, 600-page book, Money Master the Game. And it's like a whole fire hose of information, but again, it's very generalized, generic. It's
Mhm.
just telling you information. You have to dig. So I just said, you know what? A lot of people are coming to me,
Uh-huh. That's what I'm
and
talking about.
because at one point it clicked. As soon as I started getting education, reading
All
books.
right.
I took some courses. I said, "Oh my God, I got the pattern. I got the pattern, guys. I get it. I get it now. I get it." So
Mhm.
I re-strategize. Again, I talk about it in my book how I re-strategize. I started thinking about it, and the key here is, and everybody write it down, all the listeners, low cost index funds. That's it.
You know that's so crazy. I just did a class yesterday and they said the same thing in one of our
That's it.
training
That's
videos.
it, baby. That's
That's
the
what's up.
secret. That's the secret to long-term investing. Again, I don't there's a difference between investing
Mhm.
and trading, right? I don't
Okay.
trade. Okay, I don't trade.
Me
Trading
either.
is gambling. You look at a stock, you say, "Oh, this stock is low or high." Okay, when you just play around with it and it's basically gambling. You
Yep.
don't know. No one knows. You cannot time the market. No one knows that, right?
Mm. Mhm.
So
Exactly.
like even you have to start early. This is why I'm advocating for the younger generation, the 20-year-olds. You have a job, start now.
Yeah.
The Even if you're in your 30s, start now, right? And I know in your 30s and 40s, some of you may have more money. You're making more than 20,000 a year, so there you start, putting a little bit more than like not towards the max, not the entire max. So again, like depending on your budget, depending on the residual,
Mm-hmm.
start investing to the max. That's your goal, right? That's why my book is called Max It Out.
Brenda,
So
I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to stop
sure, go
you
right
right
ahead.
there
Right ahead.
because you said something that is really important to understand. And I think this is the source, everybody. I get asked this all the time. How much should I save? And
Oh,
there are different strategies towards saving. Dazzle has a system for that. I have a system. There was a system presented in that class. But how do you see it? What is your recommended, savings for someone on a regular basis?
okay.
What should someone be looking to do?
So, the generic that everyone, even I don't know if it's in the Bible, it might be too. 10%.
That
10%, baby.
She said the
10%.
Bible. I know what you mean, girl. She's
Yo,
like,
like
if you give it to the church, you better give it to
to
yourself.
yourself. Like,
That's right.
but before you give it to the church, give it to yourself first. Trust me, because guess what? And that's not
That's
being
right.
selfish. That's not being
No,
selfish. Because in the long run, you might become a millionaire. And guess what? You're going to give the church 10% or maybe more. The church is going to
but broke
benefit.
folks don't give 10% of zero, still zero.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
true.
Absolutely. So for me, to be honest, if you just take that generic rule of 10%, just start there. But
Sounds like
honestly,
a
right
plan to me.
now, yeah, right now. So
Hmm.
I don't know if you've heard of the FIRE movement. I think it's called FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early.
I like
Financial,
that.
financial.
Fire.
I'm on fire, baby. That's me.
Okay.
Financial
Okay.
independence, retire early. So I kind of just found out about that terminology. I think the beginning of this year, and there's conferences. You can
Mm,
check it out,
mm.
everyone, listeners, and you guys can check it out.
Right.
Basically, what they do is, we advocate. Well, I don't say we because I kind of want to get into that. Where
Hmm.
you are saving the max, not 10. Some people they are saving like 60%, 50 to 60%. They live so poorly for a couple of years. Not poorly. The council already said that they live below their means. I don't want to say poorly, Lord, but they budget so much, and they're like really penny pinching, right? In a way that you will retire in 5 years because you're
That's right.
saving your 50% of your money,
Come on now.
right? And then you're going to live in that 4% rule, that you
Mm,
can take out 4% of your money and live, or you can even do a part-time job, or you can do a side business, right?
hmm.
But you will
Hmm.
retire from corporate world. So again, start at 10, and then work your way as your salary adjusts, and as your salary increases, then you increase how much you pay yourself.
So one of the things I wanted to share is because I've been sharing with folks. I like Shaq. I'm not a big basketball fan. I don't know nothing about his school, his stats, but I could tell you that man learned some lessons, and that's what I get to love about his lessons. He shares them, and when he was like giving this one video, he goes, "This is how I save." They were like, "How do you save?" He
Mm,
said, "I want you to look at a piece of paper." He folded it in four, and
mhm.
he folded it down. He said, "Okay, in half." And he folded that in half. He said, "Well, that's what you live on. That's how
See?
you live. That's what you live on your pay." He's living on 25%. People go, "Well, he could do that because he's Shaq." He couldn't do that. He couldn't get there. Shaq is the same person that said in a previous interview that he spent $1 million, didn't realize he spent $1 million in one day, and
Wow.
got a call from the bank, and it was of his money.
Mm,
Guys, y'all
mm,
realize he had no clue about money when he was making these millions. And someone mentioned to me, it was like, thank God for his mother. But guys, at some point, she had to take the reins. She had to give him the reins, and there was nothing to give him. He had to learn that the
mhm,
hard way.
mhm.
He made $1 million bonus he spent in one day. I was like, how the hell you spend? I'm like, wait, but you know me, I got a system for that. I ain't spending my money. Never, never.
Mhm, mhm.
But I digress. Let's move forward.
So like so I didn't do the calculations, but if you read my book, right, page
Hmm.
14, right? In 2000, I was making $11,000, 244, right? $11,244,
Come
and
on.
it's 25 a month. That is what I was investing. You see what I'm saying? So
Come on.
you,
Yes.
I'm
That's
pretty
what's
sure.
up.
30-year-olds are making more than 11,000, baby.
Come on.
10% off whatever, 30,000, 10% off 35,000. Pay yourself
Mhm.
first, baby. And the way you do it is, again, there's a hierarchy, and I put it in the book on how you want to invest, right? So let's say I'm gonna give you one scenario, and
Mhm.
I give you scenarios here, just how I would handle that scenario, right? For example, you have a job. Your job doesn't have a 401k, because I know some jobs don't
Mhm.
have a 401k or 403b or one of those, right?
Most of them
Retirement.
don't.
Right. And
Most
that
jobs
right,
nowadays don't.
right. And that's pre-tax. So
Mhm. Mhm.
that means that you're going to be saving money on your taxes, because they'll deduct it right from like your gross amount of salary from your salary. So that if they don't have that, that's okay. You have a Roth.
Mhm. That's right.
And the Roth,
Even better. Taxed up
even
front.
better, baby,
That's
because
right.
and I'm glad I did it, because I'm telling you, my account looking good. I'm just,
Man, I'm mad.
I'm sorry, ladies,
I didn't
but
know any better. I spent
right.
mine the first 5 years I was in work. I was like, I changed my work. I just closed the accounts, and I was like, and I took the penalty too. I know nothing
Oh,
about money.
girl, when I coach people and they tell me that, I just like I'm
Mhm.
sweating. Like I'm like, please, I'm like, I need
How
water.
could you do
Mm,
that?
mm.
Uh-huh.
'Cause that's like my first question I ask to my clients. I'm like,
That's what's
so
up.
do you have any like laying 401ks out there? And they're
That's
like,
what's
oh, I
up.
spent it all. I'm like, why did you do that?
Because we didn't know better.
No, we
We
didn't.
didn't know
Because
no
there's
better.
rollover IRAs that you can. So
Mhm.
basically, you take that money wherever you're. So let's say you have 5 jobs.
Right.
You take all those, and you left all five, but you have 401ks just out there, $1,000 here, $2,000 here,
Mhm.
$5,000. You
Mhm.
consolidate all those into
Mm.
an IRA. An IRA is simply like a savings account. Once the
Okay.
money is available, then you have to figure out where you want to invest your money in.
Right.
That's where index funds comes in. So I'm giving y'all some
Okay.
freebies up in here.
See, that's one of the reasons. So we're Black girls in Web3.
Hmm.
But that means everything. We've been trying to let folks know that it's not all about crypto. It's not all
Oh no,
about
absolutely.
blockchain. This is, the beautiful part is the rules that you're learning that we're able to teach very easily
Hmm.
actually help people to understand their traditionals. So what
Hmm.
I'm sharing with folks are concepts that that we've been giving away to the professionals and
Hmm.
paying them to do with our money. We're teaching those concepts here so you could still get traditionals and manage your own money.
Yeah. Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
All of
Absolutely.
this, it's like the old school, new school all follow suit. We just got to realize that this is just more diversity.
It is.
But the key aren't you finding that the key is just knowing how to
The
research
key.
stuff?
The key. Yes.
Yeah.
The key is confidence in yourself through education.
What's up? That's
Because
what's
the thing
up.
is, right? If you're not going to educate yourself, if you're going to be like, so it's mind boggling, right? Because
Hmm.
I understand it's like a second language sometimes, and I just said one day I was
Yeah,
like, I'm going to understand this. I'm going to understand this, right?
that's right.
And the key here is like you have to want to understand, because even financial advisors, like
Hmm.
no shade on financial advisor if you're listening, even financial advisors, they're for profit for themselves, right? So
Exactly.
there's another I'm gonna put you on fiduciary. So
Mm.
if you really don't want, okay, that's another word, guys. If you really don't want a financial advisor, because most of the time financial advisors work for the bank and they'll try to, oh my God,
Right.
they're gonna come and kill me. Okay, hold on. I'm just thinking like they're gonna come and kill me and attack me.
No, don't
It's
worry. We're all putting it out.
so
We tell on them too.
they're gonna have some hate up in here. They'll be like, this
We tell on them too. They tell on
they
themselves.
talk okay, they want to sell annuities, they want to
Hmm.
sell,
Hmm.
what benefits them. So when you're young, you don't want annuities, because annuities are low APR. It's for older folks who want to keep their
Hmm.
money, et cetera, et
Right.
cetera, right? But so, but fiduciary, if you want someone to help you with
Mm-hmm.
your money. Like I'm not a certified fiduciary, but I have a fiduciary duty to
Mm-hmm.
share my knowledge to the public
Mm-hmm.
and what I learned, right? Because I want
Right.
everyone to win. You know what I mean? And I'm not
Exactly.
I just shared in my book what I did, my strategy. But you don't have to take it from me. You can always
Mm-hmm.
again
Mm-hmm.
read yourself, get a fiduciary who is not like a broker. Do not get a
Mm-hmm.
broker. Anybody that says I'm a broker, I'm hoping you guys are not brokers in here.
Well,
Like,
see, no, no, and let me just share something. One of the things I'm very clear on explaining to folks is that people like that make money whether you make money or not.
right.
They don't make money to make you money. You want someone who is in your corner that only makes
Amen.
money when they make you money.
Amen.
If
Yes.
you if we down and I'm giving you, I tell people if you give me 10 grand, we got to go in together.
Mhm.
Because if we're not going in together, I'm not getting paid. We got to be on this.
Mhm.
And if it's not, other than that, it has to be a gift because I don't touch your money.
Right. Right. So
Education first,
right, 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 right. So
Yes.
if you're like, you know what, I really don't want to learn. I just want a fiduciary to tell me,
Right.
what should I do, right? Okay,
Do.
fine.
Right.
Again, fiduciary, that's not a broker. They only accept like a small fee. That's it.
Right.
There's no percentages because you're getting all. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's a flat fee. Let's take a look at
Mm-hmm.
what you have and da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
Could
So
you could you elaborate a little bit as far as what a fiduciary is or what that
yeah.
term like literally means?
it's basically like an advisor that works for you, not for the business, not for the
Right.
banks. That's it. That's
Thank
simple.
you. That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah.
And if
That's
you
So
what we
look it
gonna
up
do.
in the dictionary, it has Miss Ruby's face on it.
Yeah,
I
the
yeah,
tell.
I have again like Ruby has a fiduciary duty. I have a fiduciary duty because
Exactly.
I don't like even though I'm not like certified fiduciary, I don't have you know what I mean. But like I
Even
Mm-hmm.
that,
I
Mm-hmm.
have certification.
fiduciary.
I have life certification, baby. You know what I mean?
Yes. Thank you.
That's it. Right? And I put everything
Speaking
in
of
my book. I
life,
I put it all.
Ex-
yeah. Speaking of life, I
yeah.
like it that you made you didn't make it into chapters, you made them into lessons in your book.
Yes.
I
Thank you.
love
Thank
And
it.
you.
the 20 lessons, I cried in most of them because when you give
Oh.
the scenarios, I'm like, oh man, that hurt.
It was tough. It
Mm,
was tough for me. It was
From
tough.
dating to single
mm-hmm.
parenting to
Mm.
family issues. I mean, she has it in this book as well. And I love that part that you kept it clean, simple, but meaningful too. And relate, it can relate to anyone, the
That's
20-year-old,
right.
the 30-year-old, because you went through it. You went through it before you had kids, when you had kids, now that your daughter's older. But out of those 20 lessons, which one of them hurt you the most
Oh.
that
Mm,
made you change, make a big change and
mm,
a big decision?
mm.
Oh, which one?
Dang, Wanda,
That's a deep. We're going deep. Okay.
I'm about to mute out. Hold up.
Deep,
No,
deep,
because
deep,
I
deep,
read
deep.
You
the
go,
book
girl.
and I really, we only have a couple of minutes left here. So that's the only question I'm going to have.
Okay. Can you repeat it one more time?
So you have 20 lessons. And out of those 20 lessons, can you tell us which one was the most hurtful where you had to make the biggest change? And what
Oh.
resources did you use? Because you didn't have these 20 lessons when that happened to you. You may have had the first 3 or 4, but which
Yeah.
one of them was like the hardest and
Ooh.
what
Ooh. Okay. Honestly, I would say when I was living in a mobile home.
I
So
know
I had
the
so
dating one.
yeah, that one is definitely was hurtful. It was the don't take ghosting personally, which is
Yeah,
lesson 14, guys. And that one, I mean, I was already going through it, right? Like I was a single parent. I got out of the military, and when you get out of the military, they kind of like goodbye, arrivederci, right? I had a home when I left. I had no home when I came back because my mom had already, her own place, her own mobile home, and she had my sisters there. There was no room for me. I had like a whole 2-bedroom home full of stuff, storage that had to like come in. They stuffed my mobile home all the way to the back, and I was overwhelmed. And so I got all that cleared and taken care of. And then I was going to college. I was working at the time. Again, just trying to, make ends meet. and I went on a date. I went on a date, and it was a nice. He was a nice guy. Like I saw him. We were salsa dancing or whatever. I thought he was Latino, but he wasn't Latino. He was a different other race. I don't want to mention it, what it was. But we went on a date, and he said he was going to be a dentist, and I felt a little insecure because I wasn't. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I live in a mobile home, and here he is, talking about mansions and big houses, right? And he's going to be a dentist, and I was getting my bachelor's at the time. So I think after we went on the date, he wanted to kind of come to my house. And at first I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I should because I feel like, he's going to discriminate me or something, right? So we couldn't go in because my sister was sleeping in the living room. So I kind of said, no, never mind. But the next the next day and the next week, I didn't hear anything from him. I would call, he wouldn't respond. So I took and at that time I took it hard because I said, oh my God, like I've never been rejected like that, right, or ghosted, and someone didn't talk to me and didn't explain what happened because I thought everything was going well. And he actually said that he respected single parents. So that he made me feel like he respected because his mom was single parent. So I was like, oh, cool. Like he doesn't, he's okay with how I live right now because this is not, this is temporary in my mind. So that was a lesson that was really painful for me, and because I was already going through stuff with the house with my daughter. So, but it gave me power because I said, you know what, I'm not gonna take ghosting personally because it's a coward's way to say no, right? He could have just told me I'm not interested, but what's okay. And but I'm happy that it happened because I started thinking, you know what, I'm not gonna get discriminated against. I gotta get my daughter out of here. I gotta do better, right? I gotta get a better house. So I worked so hard after that, and I started even saving more, right? So I started like I didn't go on vacations. I made a plan. Like I would plan. I would write everything down. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save 5,000. I'm gonna have this, and then I'm gonna buy a house. So I everything that I put down, the plan, everything I achieved, and then I have a house now. So that they gave me the empowerment, right? That situation to get better and do better. So
Thank you
I
for
would say that
sharing
one.
that because the one place that I cried in your book was when you missed your daughter's birthday. And
Oh,
having this podcast for women is so important to share those stories because we do it all the time. We
hmm
sacrifice work to not for our children at, of our children. Like we're
yeah,
missing a lot of stuff by being able to provide for them. And as a Generation X, and I think you're like in the middle between
yeah.
Generation.
I'm like an exennial, they call it.
Yeah. So I could only imagine, how that was for you to miss
Yeah,
that
you
time.
know, so I deployed for like 3 or 4 months, and it took her like 3 or 4 months to forget about me. And I didn't see her first step. I didn't, I left her, I think she was like 10 or 11 months by the time I came back. This little girl was running. I missed her first Christmas, her first birthday. And when I went, I'm like, hi, baby, how are you? And I mean, I had depression at the time. I had postpartum depression, which I had no idea that's what it was. I was crying all the time. And while I was deployed, I took it out like running. I was like, ah, you know what I mean, in the hot sun. And I came back really, really skinny. And then when I try to grab my daughter, she would run away. She's like, no, and then she'll say, "Mama," and call my her grandmother Mama. And I was like, oh my God, my daughter doesn't love me. And I started crying again. And that was kind of like my epiphany to say, you know what, this is it. I'm gonna get out of the service because they try to deploy us again to Kuwait. I think it was to Kuwait or Afghanistan, and I said no. I'm done. I'm not gonna leave my daughter again. I'm glad I did that too. So it's
Yeah.
the best decision I made.
And I think that's why for the Black Girls in Web3 podcast and the organization, it's so
hmm
important for us to really implement mental health within finances because
Absolutely.
everything we do and don't do is related to our mental health.
Oh yeah.
So thank you for sharing that because I think a lot of times we don't talk about it. We really don't. Even Um, you know, but that part with the ghosting, sometimes I wonder also.
And I don't know if I should say this, but I kind of like search him. Like I'm not stalking. I was just curious. So it's funny because I was like, I wonder what happened to that guy, you know. And no,
He went by his business.
he went about his business, right. He's married and all. So I'm like, you know, it's okay. But
And you are living your fabulous life. Put it out.
absolutely. No, but this was years ago, and because I was curious, right? And this is before the book. I had to research him, and yeah, I found out he was married. But yeah, you know, it is what
Who's
it
the
is.
who's the person in the introductory? Because when I started reading, I was like, why is she talking to herself on the third person? Like, what's going on here? Like the
Oh,
book.
Being to yourself in the third person.
no, you
Mhm.
mean in the intro?
Yes,
Hold on. Or is it the not the forward word, right?
the forward. Yeah,
Okay, the forward word is so that's okay, so that's
Lamont.
Lamont Bowling. It's so funny because when I first came to this country, right, I first came to New Jersey, I went to Roosevelt School. That was my elementary school, and he had like he was like a program director for Dare, not Dare, like the Safety Patrol. That's what it was, Safety Patrol. And he made me captain, and that was like my safe haven because I used to get bullied, and there was just like, you know what I mean, like my English wasn't good, so it was like the bullying for that, and I didn't really have a lot of friends, so I just basically were busy just in the Safety Patrol. That was like my safe haven. So we became friends till this day. We are like really good friends. And he and his wife kind of met there at the program. She was the cheerleader, and he was the program director. So I did like cheering for the basketball team.
Ah,
Yes, and then years later, we are still friends. So he knows my whole life story, and that's why
Yes.
I asked him to do the forward.
I
Thank
can
you,
imagine.
Lamont. Thank
And
you for
Yeah.
he's
being very
actually the
good.
president of the Atlantic City Fashion Week.
Okay.
What?
Yes.
Oh, we're going there. Oh yeah.
Oh,
When
you
is that?
definitely should.
When is that?
So
That is
I think he
phenomenal.
has it. I think he has it either 2 or 3 times a year. He's gonna have it right now in May, like 19th or something like that.
What?
I could give you the dates. Yes, and
Yeah,
then the
we should
next one
share
is
it.
in
Love
the
it.
yeah, the next one's in the fall or winter. So that's a really nice
Okay.
one. Yeah, it's nice,
Are you
really nice.
going?
Well,
Uh,
girls trip. I'm saying girls trip. We
I'm
need to
not
do
going
this.
for May, but I definitely want to go for the next one, and I'm gonna have my books. I'm gonna have like a little stand there and some of
Ooh,
yeah.
Yes.
I will help you with your table.
Ooh, thank you.
I'm loving this. See, I absolutely love the way we do collaboration. It just so happens to be that we're all in New York, but there's something for everybody here. We all are in this very similar area of doing exactly what we talk about. We are fiduciaries of this information for
Absolutely.
people directly. Myself and this is how we came together as Black Girls in Web3. The organization P2G created a women's organization called Black Girls Black Girls Do Crypto. And that was exactly what Miss Wanda said. It embodied the human being that is in all of us that wants to thrive. And we realized that our foundation was that we didn't have our financial stuff together. That can cause a lot of stress,
I can.
and especially when you feel like you're all by yourself.
Mm.
And a lot of women do. And I hate to say it, I'm not just pushing toward women. Black Girls Do Crypto is in no way only about women. It's about the foundation of people who are willing to be the foundation for their family and grow this knowledge. So men hooking up with women in a household, out of household, friends, growing up together like that. I got a boy that one of my boys is since I was a kid too. And he knows me like the back of my hand. My kids still call him Godfather. Okay. My baby's in it. Oh, my daughter's almost 30. Okay, she been doing. No, don't you tell her I said that. But anyway, just saying. So, but that's the thing. We all have the basic need for the same, for the same things. All of us, just different ways of thinking about it. But look at that. Now, Brenda, I ain't gonna lie. I got in that mess a long time ago. When I spent that money, weirdly enough, I didn't know what I'd done until 12 years after. When I finally started coming into the knowledge that, shoot, if I'd have held on to this damn 401k and they were contributing, I was so mad. I had to contribute. So Ma said, if your job is giving you a dime, keep it. Hold on. Do what she said. Figure it out.
And multiply it too.
Yes.
Contribute more into it.
Contribute. But see, that's the whole thing. What we teach people in Web3 is to be able to come out of traditional because of the state of the dollar. Right. We want to be very clear. How I got involved with everything was not because, you know, I was broke. I was trying to figure out the financial system. I'll be honest. I was very upset. After 40, I didn't own anything with my name on it. There was no time waiting for me nowhere. There was, you know what I'm saying? There was no money, no car, no house in my name. Everything was in the husband's name or set up for the kids. Oh, a sister had to get it together. I had one of those come to Jesus moments. I ain't gonna lie.
Right. And you know, like for women that are in their 40s, right? Or even 50s.
I'm like, is that a time that we do that? We wake up.
You still have time because let me tell you something. If you think you're gonna die and say, I don't have my but there's just it's on my TikTok, guys. I just did a quick video on my TikTok regarding, I think it was the rule of 72. I don't remember. But anyways, basically there is a formula that depending on your on your interest, right? You can in 7 years your money can double. So you just got to be consistent. So right now, especially in your 40s, let's just
and you're compounding.
And you're compound. That's the thing. That's the magic of it, right? Compounding. So is your money making interest, and your money plus the interest making money? Your money making money. Your money making money. Okay. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Just let it do a magic. And again, your money could double depending on on your annual. You know, like the typical is like 7 to 10%, right? The index funds give you every year, like throughout the long term is 7 to 8% or 10%. Sorry, your money can double depending on, you know, like 6 years, 7 years. Again, you can check out my TikTok and you'll see.
Yes. And speaking of which, I'm not gonna look, woman. You go ahead. We got you. Boom. There she go.
There you go.
There she go.
So, you know, you even at your 40s and 50s, if you have, you know, I mean, I'm assuming many of you have jobs. You're making at least $30,000 a year. I'm pretty sure, because we hope, right?
Yes.
You pay yourself 10%. You can start saving a little nest egg for you.
Now, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
I just wanted to make sure for the listeners that I've encountered people who have these things and don't even know that that's there, and don't even know how to go into it. And that's, you know, I've been doing this for 35 years, and every time I'm like, where's your portfolio? What do you mean? What portfolio?
Thank you.
You have to have one. So for those of you who are listening,
if you're giving up money, you got paperwork.
And Brenda said it, you know, HR is going to give you this paper. Follow up.
Yep.
If they don't have a mentor in your company or in that department, ask for one. If they don't have one, hire one for your area.
That's what I do, and I do life coaching, but I primarily focus on the financial aspect, right? And I'm actually in the process of creating courses to educate the masses, right? I'm going to do like a free course where you can learn the basics, and the in-depth one, you know, I'm going to create another one. So you know what I mean? It's in stages. But
so you sound like you're ready for P2G. We're gonna have to, ladies, y'all can hear that, right? Y'all, we got to put on. See, what happens is
right here. So.
She's right, and she's right here, and you're actually in that space. There are no accidents. I'm letting you know right now. There's no mistakes. There's no coincidences. We attract everything we need. I set a big goal, and it's supposed to be something more than me. I basically was told, you're going to do big things. They didn't say what that was going to be. Didn't tell me how I was going to get there. Didn't say none of y'all names. But guess what? Ta-da!
Woo! Yes. Yes, baby. Yes.
And everybody is bringing something strong. One of the things and it's so weird because Brenda, you're speaking everything we say in crypto. Everything you say right now with cash and investments, we're telling people with crypto. We're showing how to understand this new digital finance it's not a fad. It is the new way of things. We are tripping over. And a lot of what you're talking about is coming over. BlackRock has already stated they are transferring they're working on pulling the web, all of the gosh, forgive me, the stock market, a lot of their most of their what do you call it, financial packages are coming over to the blockchain. So if the blockchain is where all your everything you're talking about is going to be, shouldn't it be moving already? You don't want to wait till it get there, because that's when it's going to cost you crazy and you're never going to know what to do. Because if you think the digital part is hard with crypto, imagine trying to transfer over stuff you ain't never seen before. They'd be like, oh, we need you to sign this.
So it's funny because like I don't own any crypto, but I have there is an index now, the BIT something. Yeah, that just came out, and I am considering it. Again, you have to look at the perspectives. And again, for those who don't know what a perspective is it's just a fancy word for a document that tells you all the legal crap, okay? And it tells you what the cost is, what expenses incur, and things like that. And I show you in my book how I just show you what I particularly look at. Okay, when I'm like, all right, here's a mutual fund. What I need to look at? Okay, I need to look at XYZ. Okay, that's it. Bam. Right. I'm gonna buy it. It's a low ink. That's fine. So so like I've even considered it like as another diversification thing, right? Now to add into it to my portfolio.
So you said you see it as another index coming in, correct?
There is an index, yeah.
Wow,
I think it's called BIT or something like that. Perfect. It has all the top. I don't know how many. Please do not quote me because it's just new, but it has a mix of investments within it that are Bitcoin.
Can I share something with you? I discovered in about the second year. We've been doing this for over 5 years now. Second year I came in, we had a class, y'all. Do you know that several people came in and shared that they had crypto, they had Bitcoin in their portfolios and their 401ks already?
Oh, really?
I said, well, Bitcoin ain't in the 401k. Bitcoin is not. Yeah, there was Bitcoin in there. They were trading already on with Bitcoin.
They were probably taking it away, baby. Taking it away.
You want to hear something? Yes, it did. It was in, it was out, because people were saying, I saw BTC in my portfolio. I didn't know what it was, so I told them to sell it.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? I honestly don't know what the expense ratio is, so I wouldn't know if I recommend it or not. But
well, we got to do our own research.
You got to do your own research.
Do your research. Know your limits. One of the things that I was going to ask you, you find that are you finding that the real education comes in teaching mindset?
Oh, I actually was about to say that when I was explaining, like, you have your basics, right? And that's something that I'm going to offer for free once I have it ready. And guys, please, like, it's a lot of work, okay?
Yeah,
giving out information is a lot of work. So I want to do I do the free one, and I do the ones that are, that are more in depth.
Yeah, so, when you're ready for more. That's right.
When you're ready for more. And part of my my coaching, I take you through the mindset first. Like mindset is first, and I think I froze. But mindset is first because let me tell you something. If you have fear, and I actually in my Instagram, this whole month of May, I am doing a mindset. Okay. So I already have day 1 to 3, and I pretty much take you through a money mindset, going from identifying your fears. So we did that already. Identifying your fears. Write down everything. What is your relationship with money? Second is, what have you been taught about, and what do you hear your surroundings, your family, your friends? Right. What do they say? Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is hard. We can't do money here.
It's the root of all evil.
Oh my God! Right? Wait a minute. How is the root of all evil when I need it? I need the money to survive. No, sir.
Not when they gotta feed me.
Goodbye with that. No.
I guess we're gonna have to be bad.
So then I take you through doing those things, right? And today I actually posted it, and I'm giving you affirmations too to have. I want you to have a good relationship with money.
Yes.
Mindset number 1, baby. Mindset.
That's the truth. We got child. I hate to say it.
Don't you love it? I love it. I
And
love it.
people tell me I talk about money too often. I said, no,
We're
you talk
passionate,
about
baby.
money, you just don't know. They're constantly talking when you're talking about how hard things are, how little time you have, how much you would like to do, how much you need a vacation. That's all about your finances. How you want to spend more time with your kids, how you're dealing with the time you're missing your spouse because you're all working all the time. You may not see them except switching shifts with the kids. That's all money talk. You just don't realize.
You know, it's funny you say that because when as a single parent, I think I've reached financial freedom, maybe like the last 5 or 6, maybe 10 years. I've had financial freedom, thank God. And
Wait,
I took. Go ahead.
Define it. You got to tell them what it is.
Okay, well, actually, financial freedom is individualized, right? So for me, it could be. For me, financial freedom is, that I could go to Disney World, and when I hear someone tell me, oh, you got to bring sandwiches, excuse me, I can buy food anywhere I want. I don't need to be making those sandwiches, baby. I could buy anything I want and not have to worry about I can't afford it. That's financial freedom for me. Where I could just charge that card, or I say charge that card because I have at least one to collect points. But don't get no credit card. But I could take $500 and spend it easy with my daughter, or anything, or $1,000, and I can say whatever. That's chump money.
It's so crazy because my baby girl's birthday is next week, and I'm sitting here and wanted to tell you, I was asking for some suggestions on what we should do because she's taking the day off and I'm taking her out to do whatever she wants. You want to know how I can do that? Financial freedom.
Freedom.
I don't worry about where my money's coming from because I've already managed it, and it keeps coming back. When I spend it, it's coming back. That's why I said, let me ask her because I want to know what it means for you. Exactly.
That's all it is, baby. I have so many. Oh, you want to go to Disney World? Make sure you take sandwiches. I'm like, why? I could just get a turkey leg.
They make food there. They make food there. What are you talking about?
I'm like, hold up. I don't need that.
That's why.
I bought the food package. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah. I know, right? Like, that's financial freedom. So don't no.
And the thing is that it's not something. So I want to take it from, and I want to make sure we don't miss out on the folks that are doing smaller income jobs, because there's folks that work day jobs. They work jobs that are, like the delivery people, even cab drivers, people who have, these kind of onesie twosie jobs. I forget what they call them, but honey, I'm telling you right now, anybody. Say that again, honey.
The gig economy.
Yeah, the gig workers.
Yeah,
gig workers. Yes. Gig workers, especially. You can create your own retirement.
Yes, you can.
There is absolutely nothing stopping. People tell me they don't have enough money. No, you just don't know what you're doing with the money that you have. You could be on public assistance. You could be on and people go, oh, don't tell them that. I'm so sorry. But I've watched women build themselves businesses off of food stamps.
Yep.
They built themselves in multi-million-dollar businesses off food stamps.
Can I say something?
Come on, baby. Go ahead.
I'm so glad you mentioned this because
listen,
I had food stamps before.
Me too.
I even there's nothing wrong with using public assistance, and I think it's a blessing. And thank you, God.
Thank you.
I did WIC too, and while in the military because we didn't get paid well, and I in my book I had WIC. Right.
I remember that from the babies.
Well, let me tell you, it's to me right. So that, again, as a mindset again, right. So this is something that even I tell one of my sisters or a couple of my sisters. I say, listen, when you need assistance, that's fine. But sometimes assistance will make you comfortable. We're independent on it because sometimes I hear certain individuals say, "Oh,
well, go ahead."
But the thing is, if I have too much money in my bank account, they're going to take my.
They're going to take my money.
So that means you don't want to level up. You don't want to level up. You want to depend for the rest of your life in the government. No, ma'am. No, sir, ma'am.
This is the thing people don't get is I've got folks now that learn so weird. They learn financial literacy and they're learning independence and private finances, and they're like, "Dang, if I could just get some food stamps, I put more money." Get this,
government
if I could get some food
stamps.
Get this, if I could get some food stamps, they would put that money they spent for food No. They put the money they spent for food into their investments because they know what they're doing now.
Oh, see,
You see what I'm saying?
smart,
It's
smart.
all about the mindset. They're like, Dag, I spent. When you're looking at your expenses, food comes in quite high for most of us because we are adapted to overeating. We throw away a lot of food. Y'all don't realize a lot of our budgets go out. And I've done this in my own household. My family thought I was crazy. I said, oh, we're going to be eating vegetables more. Don't worry. We won't stop for meats if we're going to eat it and get fish. We go to originals. Everything's wholesale. Because mama ain't, boo-boo. And don't eat out. I cook. Now. My daughter was like, no, we should be prepping. You're dang right. Don't you spend no money at that job of yours.
DoorDash is a devil.
Thank you.
DoorDash and Uber, whatever eats, is the devil. Huh?
Say again?
There's some places that charge you more for the delivery.
It is.
Than the food itself. So I don't
yes. It costs you at least $10 more to Uber and to DoorDash, and at any of those, it's at least an extra $10 on your bill. And the fact is what got me is that they're not giving it to the
They're going to be mad at me when I said that. They're going to be like, the devil.
No, that's why we could come to the self-care Sundays, the salty coffee, because I talk about that.
Yep.
Good.
How you
the price of
vegan and you spend less, because this is the thing when it comes to mental health and finances. Think about it. If you're eating healthy, that's going to prevent you from getting sick, from being diabetic, from needing medication.
It's a win-win situation, baby.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
From going to the workplace into retirement, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
How to avoid the medical bills. 100%.
Because it's coming. When you're working for your job, they take on the lion's share of your medical. But when you stop working and it's now on you and you're paying supplemental, that bill goes up. You're no longer earning that. We have to start thinking of our finances as long-term, not this short-term, week to week. You know what I'm saying? And that's why our savings has to be a habit. It has to be a part of a habit, like a diet that you create for your life. You save as part of your financial diet for your wellness long-term. You don't eat up your seed. And I just want to share with you guys. I figured out something. I had to figure out how to explain to folks. I don't pay my bills. My assets pay my bills. So my investments pay my bills. I stopped paying my bills because my investments pay for them. My investments get more tax deductions than I do. Does that make any sense? My investments can take on tax deductions. I can't. So why am I dropping this on me? And I'm only learning this through the process of, one, learning how to shave off things like our expenses, starting with food. Actually, we should start with taxes. You should always be looking to get those taxes down.
Yep.
There's great ways. There's easy ways to do it for working people. It just so happened that one of my bosses showed me how.
401k is one of them. I mean,
I was about to say, so he ain't have that to offer.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead, girl.
And it's funny because on TikTok, I see a lot of influencers who are always like, oh, 401k is not good for you. And then I'm like, why are you telling people that?
See, that's because they're not diversified.
Right. 401k, it saves you taxes. So especially if you're a high income earner. Okay, if you're 6 figures, you'd better max it out on that one. Better.
That's the reason why they cap it every year.
Not the 401k. Yes, I forgot what it was. Like 22,000, I think it is. 22, 23,000.
Yeah, because I hate to say it, they know y'all coming.
Because I'm about to max it out. Like, max it out, baby.
I will let you know right now, if you making over 60 grand and you could put like 50 in there and live on 10,
you're golden.
Okay, and you getting that tax. They ain't trying to let them taxes go. They know how smart y'all are.
So it's around 23,000. Don't quote me on this. Go on Google and look it up. The max a year. So if you make 100,000, you can invest $22,000 or whatever it is. The max, that's right? Around 23,000. So then you keep the rest, and you're down in a lower tax bracket.
Don't even start. You messing me up here.
I got you, baby.
Look. I got a few people I'm gonna have to send your way. I got a few people I got to send your way because we got to help them start. We got to get it all done all the way around because you got people who have these huge retirements that are not, they don't know what to do with it. They're like in this time frame. The world is kind of, and I'm not going to lie, when it comes to the markets, it's crazy, but then it's going to always be crazy. Our whole focus is to keep an eye on dollar value. The value of the dollar makes all of this really stinking out. And I'm like, people go, well, what, dollar's not backed by anything. We're looking at countries that are trying to dump the dollar. That means the value you build in these things are going to be cut. But you still can buy stuff with this. So if I make $150,000 and I'm ready to come out of the market and I get to transfer those to assets. Say if the dollar's dying, I can still buy gold. I can still buy silver. I can still get into crypto. I can still I can get land because I have that. But if you don't ever start.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I wanted to just share, and one of the things I saw, Ms. Dazzle, I saw you come off mic. Did you want to ask a question, baby? She's on her phone.
Okay. So I'm
You're
glad
muted.
you said that, Ms. Ruby, because in my book, I also talk about the all-weather, the all-season portfolio, which is by Ray Dalio, that has all these percentages that are diversified. I don't even have that. Right? I don't follow that, but I am looking into. I bought some gold recently, and I'm like, you know what?
Did you buy gold stock, or did you buy ETFs, or did you buy a gold?
The actual gold. The actual gold.
That is the gold that is going to be, that's recession proof. That is the gold that is crash proof. That is
PLC, baby.
And not exactly silver. Another thing. We teach that these particular commodities work in real world around the world.
Yeah.
Those pieces of paper are transferable. They're not. They're not transferable. I can't go to another country and give them my ETF and go, hey, I have a promissory note for some gold. Can I eat here in this country? But if I take out a piece of silver and I go, look, this is all I got. They're going to go, oh, have a nice seat. Come on over, Miss Thomas.
Right.
We got you. What you want? When you say, now that's the other thing, there are places, and I have to say thank you again to Miss Salty Coffee, because she took me to the top of a mountain. And she took me to the top of the mountain were we in Puerto Rico when we went and got this stuff?
Dominican Republic.
Oh, it's Dominican. We went up on Dominican Republic. It was a beautiful, oh my God, Amber Cove is gorgeous. And I'm going to tell you, the lady, they had items out that was silver, that was gold plated or gold-like, but not gold. And when we asked, I said, do you have any gold? She goes, oh no, we can't have gold up here. It's dangerous. She's like, we got 3 officers. We only got 3 officers. They will come for you in large numbers. There's nothing these people could do to save you.
On the mountain, that's all they had.
On the mountain, okay? So if it's that kind of, you know what I'm saying, gold is that kind of value. Right. I want you to think of how easy it is for us to come upon some a little bit at a time. And how that value is transferable. The dollar is not backed by it anymore. So I say accumulate dollars because it still gets you gold. You go. We ain't got to have it back by gold. I just need to have a lot of them. So when as the price is still low, I can get some more of that and do a little bit of this and keep diversifying. And yes, you ain't lying. I'm going to use that paper till it die. I'm going to use them contracts till they die. Okay. They're going to have to be gone completely for me to say anything. And trust me, most of my wealth is not going in them papers. It's going to be diversified across the entire web of finances. Because believe it or not, you guys on Web 2 still part of Web 3. Oh, yeah. You guys on Web 2 are still part of Web 3. They're building. Right. And you and I have an opportunity to jump in at the beginning if we use basic systems taught by people who understand how this money game roll. Because if you don't save yourself from taxes, you screwed.
Yep.
You can build all the wealth you want.
And that's where in the fees, right? Not taxes.
Oh God.
Taxes and fees, baby. Taxes and fees. That's key, right? So
thank you.
And that's why, I again, after reading everything, I was like, we're missing something in a market. I said, missing something in a market. And I said, I'm gonna create a book that simplifies it. Okay? It's simple. This is why I didn't want my book to be 500, 700 pages.
Thank
I want
you.
it for beginner investors. You don't know where to start? Right here, it tells you. I even tell you if you're a beginner and you are really like on the fence of, because there sometimes at the end of the year you're gonna have to move your money, re-strategize it, and reallocate.
Right.
If you don't want to reallocate, there's one fund for you that you can start off.
He's like, I got you.
If you have fear, then go bonds and a little bit of stock and start maybe that year. And then when you're like, oh, I feel confident now. Let me go a little bit more stock and less bonds. Like that's how you do it. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like the best tip I can give a beginner investor.
So we are here at the top of the hour. Oh my God, this kind of went fast.
Good. This was so good.
This was phenomenal.
And can I just say one more thing real quick?
Yes, please go ahead.
And just as a Latina, I know a lot of people, family and friends that just don't understand this stuff. And sometimes people confuse you. And that's what we're here with Miss Ruby, with Salty Coffee, with Miss Daniels.
Simplify.
We want to simplify. We want to teach you. We want you to level up, because I am all about the brown girls, the Latina girls, all of us to just level up. Seriously. That's where I
That's
wanna
right.
come in.
That's right.
Well,
you here, girl. You here. We gonna put it out. We gonna put you on, because we
it's
need
coming
people
out
to
in
find
Spanish.
you.
All right, max it out. Maximi.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Yeah, I need
Maximizarlo.
some.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Y
And of course-
en Latino.
Look, don't start me up. All right. I was telling y'all, we gotta get a new theme song, y'all. But honey, I could tell you right now, I want to thank everybody who's taken the time to put time into themselves by investing time in listening to these young ladies and what they have to share. These are resources. This is not just some talk for some chicks out here on this multi-tablet account deal, this multiple talented platform, because we got a lot of going on right now, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. But the fact of the matter is, we're talking about resources you can tap into, get this knowledge. She has a book, but she's a person. She's available. She's a coach. We're all coaches, and we are available for the things that we help you build in your life. Don't worry, because we are reachable. I tell everybody, please stop telling me they don't want to interrupt me. You can't interrupt me on my mission in life. You are my mission. So interrupt me.
Absolutely.
Have confidence that I got your back. And so do these
give
beautiful
it back
ladies.
to our community.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So where much is given, as much is given, as much is received, we must give a lot. So I hope that you guys know we love you.
Yeah.
Peace, and see you next week. Thank you so much, Miss Brenda. Brenda.
You can get click the link. You can you can read the first chapter of my book for free. Okay?
Oh, yes. I was gonna say that. Go get that. Let me get that link back up here. I want to give it to them one more time. Okay, baby?
Yeah.
Because I was not playing. Oh, you got to get that link, y'all.
It's an ebook, guys. Ebook.
Over here.
Available, so go ahead and catch it.
One more time. It's going to go through, and then we're going to get our little tails out of here, because Jazz is
Thank you for having me, ladies.
You are so welcome. We hope you come back. We got to get a part 2.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never slip.